Title: Instead of a warm greeting, I was met at the door with, "We need to talk." My cheating wife had packed her bags and announced she'd found a real man, unlike a spineless loser like me. Her sister sat nearby, smirking. "Yeah, cuckold. He has the money to treat her right. You'd better accept it, or he'll crush you like a cockroach." They both laughed. I secretly followed them to the hotel and saw everything. That bastard took off his pants, sat my wife and her sister on the bed, and said, "I've always dreamed of being with two sisters at the same time." My revenge came swiftly. Chapter 1. We need to talk. I walked through the front door expecting the usual quiet hum of the house, maybe the smell of dinner reheating in the microwave, the dog asleep on the couch. Instead, I was met by a single phrase. "We need to talk." She was standing in the living room with her coat on, 2 suitcases by the door. No tears, no hesitation, just a smirk barely hidden under feigned seriousness. And beside her, her sister, Danielle, arms crossed, smug, like she'd been waiting for this moment. "I'm leaving," my wife, Kelsey, said. "I found someone real. A man who actually makes me feel things, who pays for things, who doesn't just sit behind a desk and beg for respect." Danielle chuckled and added like it was rehearsed, "Yeah, cuckold. His wallet's real. He's got power. You'd better accept it or he'll crush you like a cockroach." And then they laughed. Together. Like I was a joke. Like the man who gave Kelsey 10 years of loyalty, stability, and a shared life was just a mistake she was finally erasing. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't ask questions. Didn't beg. That's what they wanted. That's what all people like them want. A reaction they can use against you. Instead, I said nothing. I stepped aside. Let her grab her bags. Watched Danielle check her lipstick in the hallway mirror like it was a party. "Don't wait up, loser," she said. And then they were gone. Just like that. But they forgot who I really am. The quiet ones aren't weak. They're controlled. And control is how wars are won. They thought I'd roll over. Thought I'd sit in the ruins of my home and cry about how I lost my wife. What they didn't know? I hadn't lost anything yet. But they were about to lose everything. Chapter 2. The hotel, the truth, the breaking point. I waited 15 minutes after they left before I moved. Long enough to let them feel comfortable, certain they'd gotten away clean. Long enough for them to drop their guard. Then I grabbed my keys, pulled up the Find My iPhone app. She'd never remembered to disconnect her old tablet from our shared account, and watched her location ping from across town. A luxury hotel. Of course it was. Because when you've been cheating and lying long enough, you don't sneak around anymore. You get cocky. I parked across the street, waited in the dark, watched from my car as the valet opened the door and helped them out like they were royalty. Kelsey practically skipped inside. Danielle trailed behind, laughing, arm around some guy in a fitted suit, 10 years older than both of them, oozing the kind of smug confidence that only comes from deep pockets and no consequences. This is him, I thought, the real man, the one with enough money to crush me like a cockroach. Let's see how real he looks with the lights off and the curtains pulled. I blended in like a ghost. A baseball cap, plain jacket, phone pressed to my ear to look busy. I walked straight through the lobby and into the elevator, waited for someone else to swipe their room key, then followed them to the 5th floor. I moved quiet, slid into the emergency stairwell, found their room number by matching it on her tablet when she logged into Wi-Fi, room 512. From the hallway, I could hear music playing, low, throbbing, the muffled sound of fake laughter and clinking glasses. I waited, listened, heard what no husband should ever hear, moaning. 2 voices, then 3. I pulled up the camera app I'd installed earlier on her tablet. She'd forgotten to wipe it before handing it down to her niece. Live stream. There they were, in that room. Champagne on the nightstand, My wife and her sister sitting on the bed in silk robes, legs crossed, faces flushed. The man dropped his pants, climbed onto the bed, and said, "I've always dreamed of being with two sisters at the same time. Tonight I make it real." They giggled, pretended to act surprised, but they were already undressing. I didn't cry. I hit record. I didn't flinch, didn't shake, didn't whisper a single curse. I simply hit screen record, captured every moment, every quote, every betrayal, evidence. Not for revenge through fists or flame, for war through strategy. They weren't just breaking vows. They were setting fire to their own lives. I was just here to collect the ashes. Chapter 3. The setup begins. By the time I got home, the shock had worn off. The pain was still there, of course, like something stuck under the skin, but it had cooled, solidified. That's when I stopped being the victim, because now I had video, audio, proof of not just an affair, but collusion between my wife and her sister to humiliate me, steal from me, and openly mock the marriage they dismantled. And now I had what neither of them had: leverage. Step 1. Legal leverage. The first call I made was to my lawyer, Mark. No small talk. I sent him the video, the messages, the screenshots from her tablet. He watched in silence, then whistled. Damn, this is gold. Can we use it? We can bury her with it. He started drafting divorce paperwork immediately. Because of what I had, this wouldn't be a fight. It would be a massacre. The footage was clear, unmistakable, unforgivable, and the timing couldn't have been better. She'd used our joint credit card to pay for the room, which meant I was funding my own betrayal. That gave me a legal claim of marital fraud and asset misuse, enough to walk away with the house, the business, and deny her a penny in spousal support. Step 2. Financial firewalls. I froze all shared accounts, cut her off from every card, locked the savings, canceled her car lease, technically under my name. I also changed every password, redirected the business account, and had IT sweep our home network for anything she might have installed to spy on my devices. Paranoia? Maybe. But I wasn't leaving any windows open. You don't defend a fortress with hope. You do it with preparation. Step 3. The sister's weak spot. Danielle was a problem. She was bold, reckless, and nastier than Kelsey by far. But what she had in cruelty, she lacked in foresight. So, I dug, found her Instagram, scrolled back far enough to find a post from 6 months ago. Her sitting on a yacht in Miami with a man she tagged as eerie daddy vibes. Public figure, married, chief executive officer of a finance firm. Interesting. A few clicks, a few screenshots, and a discreet email later, his PR rep had everything they needed to understand the brand risk he was sleeping with. I didn't even need to send Danielle a warning. The fallout would do the talking for me. The calm before the collapse. Kelsey didn't suspect anything at first. She still posted her fake little fresh start quotes. Photos of sunsets from hotel balconies. Filtered selfies of her drinking champagne with her sister. But that week, the champagne stopped flowing. She tried using her card. Declined. Tried logging into her banking app. Locked. Got a call from her boss. Someone had emailed him a file labeled, "Conduct unbecoming. Please review." Inside, her video. Clipped, blurred face of the man, full face of her and Danielle. Captioned, "Your employee, your company's image, your move." She was placed on leave. Pending review. Her sister's sugar daddy? Ghosted. Account wiped. Flights canceled. I didn't just break the illusion. I took their future and flipped the switch. They played dirty. I played smarter. Chapter 4. Public humiliation, private destruction. By the end of the week, I didn't need to lift another finger. Everything I'd set in motion was unraveling perfectly. It started with the email leak. I never posted the video publicly. I'm not stupid. But I did send it to a few select inboxes. Anonymously, of course. The message was simple. Just thought you should know who you're doing business with. A few hours later, I got a text from Kelsey. "Kelsey, what the hell did you do? My job suspended me. Kelsey, you're sick. You're ruining me. Kelsey, please, can we just talk? I didn't respond. Because what was there to talk about? You don't negotiate with someone who sat on your marriage vows and laughed. Danielle crumbles. First, Danielle's fall was quicker. Her little socialite gig dried up overnight. The married CEO she was vacationing with, his wife found out, filed for divorce, cleaned him out. He cut off Danielle fast, and it wasn't just his money. The yacht photos? Deleted. The collabs she'd bragged about on Instagram? Gone. I got an anonymous DM from her burner account a day later. You're a vindictive asshole. No wonder she left you. And then, I hope you rot. I replied with one screenshot, her sitting on the hotel bed looking straight into the camera as her sister poured champagne over her lap. Blocked her after that. Let her sit with it. Alone. Kelsey's reputation goes up in flames. By the following Monday, Kelsey's HR team had completed their ethics review. Result, termination, violation of conduct clause, reputation damage, blacklisted from half the firms in our city. She tried to downplay it online, posting vague quotes like, "Sometimes letting go is how you grow." But the likes dropped. The comments turned cold. Word had spread. People knew. One of her coworkers sent me a message. "I'm sorry, man. We all knew something was off. But this was next level." Then came the papers. On a Thursday morning, her doorbell rang. A process server handed her a manila envelope and said 2 words, "You've been served." Inside, divorce petition, evidence packet, notification of asset freeze full motion to deny spousal support and hold her financially liable for damages. Her half of our joint account was already gone, transferred legally to cover recovery costs. Her car, repossessed, rent, due, cards, declined. She tried calling again, left a voicemail this time, voice trembling. "I know I fucked up, but you've made your point. Please, don't destroy me." Too late. Final blow, her circle closes in. Even her own family backed away. Her parents, who used to worship her, called me privately. "We had no idea," her father said quietly. "I'm ashamed. I hope you're okay." I thanked him, and meant it, because I didn't need revenge through violence or screaming. I just needed the truth to land where it belonged, in public. She made me look like a fool in my own home. Now? She couldn't walk into a grocery store without someone whispering. Final chapter. You thought you could replace me. Turns out, I was the upgrade. It had been 3 weeks since I served her the divorce papers. 3 weeks since the job loss, the frozen accounts, the shattered image, and the social freefall. I'd kept my distance, no contact, no reply, no emotion. Until one day, I walked into my usual coffee spot and there she was, sitting alone, hunched over a black coffee, makeup smeared, wearing the same knockoff purse she used to mock others for. She looked up and froze. "Hi," she said, almost a whisper. I didn't sit. "Why now?" She swallowed, her voice cracked. "Because I finally see it. What I gave up, who I hurt." I stayed quiet, let her fill the silence with whatever half-redemption she had rehearsed. "He ghosted me," she said. "Tyler, after the fallout. He said I was bad for his brand." "So this is about him?" I asked. "No," she said quickly. "It's about you. I was wrong, okay? I got caught up in something stupid. I wanted to feel powerful, and I lost everything." "No," I corrected her. "You didn't lose everything. You gave it away." The face of regret. She looked like she hadn't slept in days, thin, lost, no trace of the confident, mocking woman who once called me a spineless loser in my own home. I let her sit in that silence, because she didn't deserve rage. She deserved irrelevance. "Is there any part of you that still—" "No," I cut her off. "There's not." I set my coffee down, stood to leave, and looked her in the eye. "You didn't just cheat on me. You mocked me, lied to me, used me. I loved you once. I won't ever make that mistake again. And with that, I walked out. No raised voices, no dramatic exit. Just a clean, final goodbye. Aftermath. Peace tastes better than revenge. I finalized the divorce a month later. She didn't contest it. She couldn't. She had nothing left to stand on. I kept the house, the business, the name. She moved in with a friend, working retail part-time, trying to stitch her life back together from pieces she shattered with her own hands. Danielle? Vanished from town. Nobody missed her. Tyler? Nobody spoke his name again. And me? I kept going. Started building again. For myself this time. Not for someone else's fantasy. Not for someone who'd trade vows for validation. Epilogue. The upgrade. You want the truth? I didn't need revenge. I needed clarity. I didn't just take back control. I took back my worth. She thought she was upgrading. Turns out I was the upgrade, and now she's left with a memory of what she lost, while I live the life she was never strong enough to deserve. Was this revenge justified? Then like the story and subscribe the channel and share with others. We want to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. If you're into real, jaw-dropping pro-revenge stories that keep you on the edge of your seat, don't just scroll. Hit that subscribe button and smash the like button and share the story to fuel more thrilling tales just like this. Your support helps us bring these powerful stories to life. Every like, share, and subscription truly means the world. Thank you for being part of Lauren's story, where every story has a shadow and every betrayal has its echo.